Alrighty, good morning. Big news. Last night I went to my dad's house and he helped me. Well, pretty much he did the whole thing, but built a second tortilla press. He built one for me a little, maybe a month ago. It's been working pretty well, but it was just a quick one out of just some metal that he had, and then I ordered some actual like pizza stone style metal plates off Amazon and some hinges, and he built it up for me. And then I got a double burner electric, kind of like a countertop burner situation from Home Depot, from Walmart. And we cut it in half and made it so that it will mount to it. And right now I am running to Lowe's to get some sandpaper so I can kind of just clean up the metal before I season it. And the goal for the day is hopefully to get it. Oops, something rolling around back there. The goal for the day is to get it seasoned and back together and test it out and see how it works. I'm hoping that it works well. If it's anything like the last one, it should work really well. It's kind of hard to get the metal plates to line up perfectly so that the tortilla isn't a little thinner on one side, but as with these videos and with a lot that I have started to try and do, I've realized that you can't just wait for everything to be perfect. So if it works better than the last press, perfect, that is perfect. If it doesn't make it absolutely 100% perfectly round and even tortilla, so be it. My goal is, now we have the mixer, we'll be able to make bigger batches to get more done. And then I believe, so hopefully I can make a 10-inch tortilla with this, but if it's just like 6 and 8-inch tortillas, we're starting somewhere. Really, my goal right now is to get a product that people will enjoy to eat, that is healthy, and that is possible to make at somewhat of a scale out of a small kitchen, that I can use the revenue from to help snowball this venture into something larger. And if I keep sitting around waiting to make the absolute perfect tortilla, then I will never sell a tortilla. I'm trying to, it's kind of like art, you know, in a way. You don't, trying to, oops, sorry, I'm trying to pull out, there's cars coming. I don't really know what I'm saying, but yeah, it's like, you know, you want it to be as good as it can be, but if you spend forever trying to adjust it endlessly, then you're just sitting around with, you know, looking for the perfect tortilla. You can make it with a rolling pin and hand mix it, and then just, but I think there's room in this, in the middle area of not having to be a gigantic tortilla conglomerate, and also not just making one rolling pin tortilla at a time. The reason I'm using, well, first of all, it's if you buy a tortilla press online, like a commercial grade one, they're very expensive. So I think it probably, with all the materials, I spent under $100, I would say, for sure, especially because I'm actually going to Tractor Supply right now to return a couple pieces of metal and some stainless steel nuts that I got that I don't need, and that's about $30. I do have to get a bulk like food storage container, airtight thing that I can store like a bag of flour in, because with this freshly ground flour, it doesn't last as long on the shelf as like a commercially produced, bleached, chemically treated flour would. And so I have to do my best to balance. The place I'm getting the flour is like an 1.5-hour drive from my house, so in order to get it, it's 3 hours of time, which I'm planning on doing tomorrow morning. But I'd have to do it more frequently than I would if I could just buy a bunch and let it sit on and have it stored for endless, basically. But because of the way some of the nutrients are retained in the stone ground natural flours, from my research, the flour doesn't last as long because of oils and different components that are left in it, which is good for your health, but bad for the shelf stability of the product. So like I said, I'm returning a few things from Tractor Supply that I didn't need. Be about $30 credit. I think the food storage thing said it was $40, so in my mind it's really only $10. I know that's not true. However, at the moment I really only have to pay $10. Then I'm going to go to Lowe's and get some orbital sander sanding discs. Hopefully, last time I bought some, I saw there was like a variety pack where you can, you know, it might have 10 in the pack and they're all different grits, so I can get a little aggressive but then really smooth it out. Then I still have a little bit of avocado oil left, which is like a high heat oil that I used to season the last tortilla press, but really don't have that much left of that, which is a bummer because that's pretty expensive. I'm hoping I have enough to do the whole thing. If I don't, I will have to go back to the store, I guess. But yeah, the goal for the day is to get the press cleaned up and seasoned, get this bulk storage container, do the return. It's a little bit cloudy, a little bit rainy out today, so it's actually not bad temperature wise. Oh gosh, I have a bunch of stuff in the, I took the press apart and now it's just kind of floating around in the back. It's got really sharp metal edges. I didn't want to leave it in the house. Alrighty, I just went and did a return in Tractor Supply and got $32 back for some metal and some stainless steel nuts I didn't need. It was perfect. And I thought I saw online that they had like an airtight food container. I thought it was for animal feed, but I would just keep the flour in its own bag that it comes in, just in there, so that it stays airtight and protected. But I didn't see it. I didn't see it in there. I didn't see anything really. I saw a few things that had like lids that screwed that would be good for animal feed, but not for what I'm thinking. And then I looked it up and thought, and it says maybe Home Depot has what I'm thinking about. I'm gonna check Lowe's because it's a little closer, so I got to get sandpaper anyway. But yeah, success over at Tractor Supply. Realized that the parking lot for Tractor Supply is pretty much right in the middle of Home Depot and Lowe's, so I'm going to try Home Depot first because it's a little further away, and if they have it, great. If they don't, I'll at least get sandpaper and be able to get to finishing the press, or sanding it and getting it seasoned. It's funny how long everything takes to do. You just think, oh, it's going to be real quick, and just like everything always takes a long time. I learned that when I was doing handyman stuff too. Everybody, oh, it's a small job, shouldn't take long. Oh, it shouldn't take long. Oh, it's only be a half day. Oh, it should only take a couple hours. All right, then why are you calling me? It's so easy, only takes a couple of minutes. Yes, sir, we're here. Alrighty, let's do this. Got an airtight container and some sandpaper. The container's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but I checked around and just online, everywhere seemed to be out of stock, and I'm hoping tomorrow morning to go get a 50-pound bag of the flour in Vermont real quick in the morning, and I gotta have something to store it in. So if it doesn't work, I'll just return it, but it was 30 bucks and the sandpaper was 8 bucks, and I was able to find a variety pack, which was perfect, exactly what I was looking for. So really, I got 32 bucks back from what's it called, Tractor Supply there, and then I spent 38, so I'm really only down 6 extra bucks. Seems like a deal to me. What else was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was thinking about these videos and what I'm doing and trying to make sense of it all, and I but what I'm kind of thinking is that these videos aren't necessarily anything other than a recording. I don't even want to say rambling, because I am rambling, but I'm not making these necessarily for major immediate entertainment value. They're more so a record of what I've been up to, what I've been thinking, what I've been trying to make happen. Almost like a rolling, rambling portfolio of the attempt to move in the direction of what I'm dreaming about. And it didn't make sense until I started thinking about it more, and it's like, when I meet the right people that are also interested in something similar, when I meet the right person that is interested in something similar, I will, I don't need to write a note, I don't need to do much other than be like, I put up a bunch of videos of what I'm thinking, what I've been doing, what I've been trying, where I'm trying to go, and let me know if any of that seems like something you're interested in. That way it's less of like, oh, I gotta pitch myself in 10 seconds. If somebody is interested in what you're up to, then they will take a look at what you've been up to. And the only way to do that is, I know these videos aren't super detailed as to video evidence of what I've been doing, but I've been trying at least daily to give a verbal update anyway of where I'm at, where I'm trying to go, and what I'm trying to do. And so, like I said, today we're working on getting the press finished up, and it's kind of raining out, and I'm thinking, I mentioned it a few videos ago, trying to come up with like a 15-second pitch or 30-second just quick synopsis of my goals, and then like maybe a little bit longer one in case, just to have everything kind of more detailed. I think before I do that, as lame as a vision board type of a situation might be, I think I'm going to just get it down on paper, maybe draw it, or just print out some photos and just get the whole concept together, because I got a bunch of different pieces that I'm trying to stitch together. And you could just say, oh yeah, I'm trying to make the best tortilla. Anyway, my vision would be to connect all of these interests that I have, kind of revolving around local food, at least just simple, delicious, healthy food, and not having to be working in a restaurant because of it, but it is something that I search for. And if I could find a way to, I also think that the methane biodigester and having a process and a system for collecting some amount of food scraps to produce the methane and fertilizer, and then maybe long-term rent a field from somebody, try and plant some grain myself. But for right now, I have lucked out and found some really good people that are already farming the grain that and milling it fresh, not unreasonably far away from my house. So I have that to start, but long term they have, I don't know if this company NEK Grains has the mill that is made in Vermont. It probably makes sense because that's where they're from, but there's a place that makes grain mills out of like local granite over there. That would, the coolest thing ever would be, even if I don't have a farm, but just have that mill and to be able to purchase wheat berries and kind of make that happen locally. I think that could lead to so much more. That could lead to just not necessarily being stuck in one place, but traveling around documenting how other local areas are doing it, to then try and implement some ideas closer to home. I don't know. You never know. You don't even know. Like, home isn't necessarily even, doesn't have to be planted any one place. I think starting obviously this summer, get some tortillas going, hopefully get some sales, get connections, maybe do some collaborations. I could see doing like some taco, collaborations with a couple of restaurants in town. I just supply the tortillas and they can do what they do with their specials or whatever. That would be pretty cool. I think there's a lot. There's so much that I'm trying to get worked out, but every day just goes by so quickly. I have such high hopes for how much I can get done in a day, and I'm realizing that it doesn't have to get all done in one day. The best part about this whole thing is I finally found something that I am excited about pursuing. So if I get any further in the direction of that goal each day, no matter how large or small of the accomplishment, I'm relatively satisfied for the moment. And that's kind of a new feeling to me, to be honest. I've tried so many things, so many different jobs / careers, many business ideas, and I usually get to a point where I'm like, I couldn't do this forever, and so I'm not going to do it any longer, because if I'm not going to do it forever, why am I going to do it at all? And I get, stuck, because obviously I need money to live, and I can't not have a job, have some way of producing income. That is not the life that the reality that I'm in at the moment. And so I just kind of switched to another job, and then I realized, all right, but now I finally have found something that I believe I could make a life's journey out of, that I believe there are endless opportunities to generate an income out of, and allow for it to continue to grow alongside of that as well. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. I am on my way home, going to try my hardest to get the press sanded, cleaned, seasoned, and put back together. If I have time to make a batch, I would be pretty pumped to test it out, but I would be pretty satisfied if it all just gets back together and ready to go for when I can use it. Like I said, I think I'm finding that these videos are less necessary to be organized, because that's just where my brain is headed, and my goal is mostly to get recorded. I'm not much of like a journal guy, but at least a recording to some degree of the steps I'm taking in the direction that I hope to continue on going. And I hope to connect with other people that are interested in that kind of thing. It doesn't even have to be revolved around food, but just